Holgan told us a gripping story of a ghostly giant who haunts these mountains. Returning to this world after a pact with Hircine, he clambers the hills and valleys in fretful search for his lost giant wife. Woe betide those who cross his path. The forlorn spirit possesses an icy ghost club, with which he freezes Nords solid before devouring their immobile bodies. Retiring to my blankets, I felt a chill wind whistle through the tent, and shivered as if something were wrapping its vague form around my soul. Flaccus Terentius, The Improved Emperor's Guide to Tamriel. The enigmatic giants of Tamriel serve as equal parts wonder and terror to those lucky enough to have seen one. Not much is known about the history, biology, or culture of these behemoths, and much of what we think we know is still the subject of fierce debate. Let's start where most scholars agree, and look at giant culture. Giants are nomadic creatures who live in small groups, mostly in and around the province of Skyrim. These groups can be found wherever there is an ample mixture of privacy and fertile hunting grounds. More often than not, giants can be found tending to herds of mammoths in the vast plains and foothills of southern Skyrim. But to say that these giants are herding mammoths may actually be apocryphal. The author Cord the Curious wrote, in Giants a Discourse, "They have a curious relationship with their mammoths. They don't herd these creatures, but they seem to be able to communicate with them. They protect them, and in return they get milk, cheese, and companionship. On occasion, I've seen a giant eat a mammoth. The meal was conducted with reverence, if such a concept can be applied to a simple giant." As I said, though, what we know of giants is riddled with half-truths and conjecture. All depictions of giants in various Elder Scrolls games have been male. Well, save for one, Matriarch Runa. But she appeared only as a boss in the Elder Scrolls Online's Maelstrom Arena. However, she may present us with a clue concerning the social structure amongst giants. If she is a true matriarch, and giants do live in a matriarchal society, it may explain the wandering tribes of all male giants. Perhaps females are rare enough to be secreted away as a revered and protected ruling class. We may never know. Touching back on the giants and their mutually beneficial relationship with their mammoths, we can tell that these creatures are almost family to most giants. They share their camps with them and are fiercely protective of them. If one is foolish enough to attempt to poach a mammoth from under a giant's watch, they will be dealt with swiftly, even at the risk of the giant's own life. We do know, or can at least assume, that giants have some form of religion or spiritual belief system, as both giants and their mammoths have graveyards that appear to be held as sacred ground. Giants, while not traditionally intelligent, do appear to have some craft skills, as they do fashion simple clothing and tools, and regularly make cheese and curds from the milk of their mammoths. As well, they decorate just about anything of importance to them with swirling labyrinthian patterns. They decorate their camps, their cheese, their mammoths. They even decorate themselves with patterned scarification and what may be a rite of passage or a spiritual ritual. Generally peaceful, giants will not hesitate to attack anyone who disturbs their camp. or attempts to harm a mammoth. With their enormous clubs, giants can easily send a trespasser hurtling tens or hundreds of meters with a single hit. As for the origin of giants, no one can say for sure. Some believe them to be just another semi-sentient race to cautiously share the land with. Others believe that the giants and the Nords both shared a common ancestor in the Atmoran people. Some legends say that Atmorans were all of giant stature, and that when different groups of them came to Skyrim, some retained their size, but stagnated culturally and intellectually, while others grew relatively diminutive in stature, but vastly more intelligent. What is known of the interactions between ancient Nords and giants is that during the Merethic era, when Ysgramor returned from Atmora with his 500 companions to seek retribution against the Snow Elves, he was faced with more of a challenge than he had anticipated. In the years he was away, Sinmor the Terrible, a giant chieftain, had united many independent clans of giants under his banner. In an ongoing and large-scale war between Ysgramor's Nords and Sinmor's giants, both sides took heavy losses, with the war being decided by Ysgramor defeating Sinmor in single combat. To this day, giants are still revered among some groups of Nords. Some Nord villages still paint cows as offerings to nearby giant encampments, in hopes of a peaceful coexistence. Whether or not we will someday learn the true nature and history of these lumbering protectors of the plains is yet to be seen. For now, keep your distance, and don't go eating any spoiled mammoth cheese.